Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be in the world. My name's Jack, BK3WW, and this will be my fifth time on the ATV QSO party. So it's been very, very good. Loved the other four of them. Great fun to get involved with, and hope you're all enjoying the QSO party as well. I'm located in a suburb called Vermont, if you don't know. And that's about 25 kilometres east of Melbourne, the capital of VK3. And here is this, I live on a suburban block, no big property or anything like that, so antennas are a bit of an issue. But I might get a shot of the antennas I've got here, but they're nothing really special, just enough to get me a bit of VHF, UHF around the place. I do have a half-wave dipole, a 20, 40, 80 dipole, but one half of it's fell down recently, so that's a bit of a job to do. Yeah, I'm recording early again this year because there's quite a few things happening, and in 2 weeks' time I'm heading overseas, so it's best to get this out of the way now and not have to worry about it. ATV hardware. I haven't really done a lot with ATV hardware, other than the fact my streamer that I normally load all the files up and play them on VK3RTV. That seems to have died. There's something wrong with that, so I've ordered a new one of those. That hasn't arrived yet, but that's about the only upgrade there. I do have one small upgrade. I just, if I can get it out here, I just purchased a Nikon 1 J5 camera. So this one, a small camera. I haven't really had much in the way of still cameras. Most of my cameras are video cameras. This one is a mirrorless still camera, but it does do 4K, and it also has an interesting feature, which is slow-mo, 400 frames a second, but only for 3 seconds. 3 seconds. So that should be good, playing around with that, making some more stuff to put up on amateur television. Most of the stuff that I do put up there, if you've ever seen my my YouTube site, Vermont Creekbed, is to do with just local activities around here. And recently we had an ARISS contact, amateur radio on the International Space Station, so that's on the editing desk at the moment. That's one of the programs I've got to try and get off the desk before I head off overseas. And club meetings, I've got another club meeting we did the other week. I've got that on the editing desk as well, so I've got a bit of editing to do there. That's mainly my passion with amateur television, the editing part of it, and getting the videos out. Heading off to Japan in a couple of weeks' time for the Region 3 ARDF Championships, Amateur Radio Direction Finding. This time last year I was getting ready to go to Kazakhstan for the World Championships. So that's been a pretty busy time. One of the things I've been playing around with just recently was this here. It's a bit hard to describe it. I'll try and get it in view there. That's this a little electrical T connector with 2 bits of conduit out the end of it, and in the guts of it is a 200mm bit of ferrite rod. Now what happens? This was connected onto, this camera is reversing on me, connected onto here like that. I've since removed that because what happens if you fall over, you'll end up with half a bit of ferrite rod broken in where you've got your 80-metre coil. So the 80-metre ARDF receiver, I've decided to get both of the ones, my main one, a spare one, and put a loop antenna on. So that's a 5-turn loop with 1 turn. It's a 6-core alarm cable. 5 turns and 1 turn is the pickup coil, and the sense antenna is it must be about 200 turns on that, but it works really, really well. I've got 2 of those, and I've been spending a bit of time on these going into the park over the road. We've got about a 40-hectare park across natural bushland, so over there I can tune it all up and test it all out, and that one and the spare one work really well. The other thing I picked up for the trip is this is actually the flagpole, but I did pick up a clamp. If I can loosen it off, I need to unscrew it to get it right off. I can't zoom in on that, I haven't got the remote control with me, but yeah, that's for doing the, I suppose you call the selfies. So this is quite a substantial pole, and you've got your 1/4 inch mount on here which you can adjust and get some nice selfie shots, or even just monopole type shots. Be handy for a monopole as well. So I'll take that to Japan with me for the ARDF Championships, and while we're in Japan too, we're planning to, as you would, look around the place, and one of the things we'd like to do is go to the summit of Mount Fuji. Now it's going to be a bit difficult with timing wise, but we'll see how we go. We might get to the summit, but if we do, I've been playing around recently with my iPad and Pig Remote. So I don't think you'll see this too well in the camera, probably not, but should be a copy of Comcat, which is a remote station. No, you can't really see that well, so I'll put a picture up of it anyway. Remote station, and hopefully from the summit of Mount Fuji I can log into, using Wi-Fi, the free Wi-Fi in Japan, I can log into my station at home and I can talk to the local guys on the repeater. So that should be a bit of fun. I'll get some vision of that. That should be fun to put up. Other than that, no, there's probably been quite a bit of video activity happening. We'll be around Friday night, or tonight, when this is played. We've got a radio club meeting on that night, so Damien, VK3KQ, and I will be down there probably live streaming the, or not live streaming, but we'll be doing a live broadcast. I suppose you would say live streaming, yeah, live broadcast of the presentation on Friday night at the radio club, and I'm sure Peter 3BFG will do a live cross to us at some stage there, so you can see the meeting and what's happening there. And then on Saturday morning we'll be heading down to the EMDRC club rooms and setting up the club station there. We've got quite a nice club station there, so you should be able to get a good look at that. We'll get someone to talk you through it, everything there. That's very substantial, the one down there, quite good. Be nice to have here actually. But, well, I suppose a lot of you now, there's some new people coming on there, wouldn't know hardware-wise what I'm using, but it's an SR Systems, and most of the work was done by Damien, VK3KQ, running about 25 watts into VK3 RTV1. I have a bit of trouble getting into RTV2, but I've got a little plane going over. I've got a grid pack. Had a homebrew Yagi up there for a while on 23 centimetres, but now I put a grid pack up there, and that seems to clean up any dropouts I had in the winter time with the bad weather. Alright, I think it's about time I put it over to someone else to talk about their station. But thanks for coming up and well, joining us on the ATV QSO party, and I hope you are joining us, and get onto ATV. It's certainly a lot of fun. Nice group of people. VK3 WWW. Cheers.